And good day, everybody. It is Brother Chris. Today it is directly the 3rd, and it's Monday. So we're doing this a little bit different than usual. A lot of things have happened right now in Canada and also with the States. Donald J. Rump, the loser, has put stuff actually on against Mexico and Canada. I am a full-blood Canadian, and my co-host that's actually on the other line is Gypsy Lady Eva. She is a
Hello,
full-blood.
everyone.
She's a full-blooded American. So
Yeah, if you hit me, I have a blue mark, and if you cut me, I have red, and if you look, my eyes are white.
yes. So and if you cut me,
Plus, my hair is starting to get white too. So
so's mine. But yes, so we are going to take a look actually at what has taken place. But just to get started, did you hear about the hockey game?
yes, I did. Excuse me.
All right. For those that don't know what we're talking about, the American national anthem was played actually, and us Canadians, we totally booed it.
Yes.
So, yeah.
In a way, I don't blame them. I don't know if you heard this latest statement is if they raise the the message came to him that they were going to raise if we put tariffs, they'll raise the tariffs, and it's going to be an actual trade war. And it's like, we don't need this. Neither country needs this.
No.
None of the countries involved need this.
No,
because you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and it is so true. It is so true. So again, though, is last night at 9 o'clock. So sorry, not last night, but 2 nights ago. So since this is actually recorded, so for me, though, it's last night. Even for Gypsy Lady, it's last night. Justin Trudeau did speak. Now I know I tried to reach out to you last night, but you were probably in bed.
Yes, but I did watch it.
Yeah.
Except for the French part.
I know. You're so used to Spanish there in the States, and we're so used to the French here.
Yes.
So we're going to play a little bit of it. And
yeah.
Yeah, we're going to play a little bit of it. And whenever we want to speak to you with what Justin Trudeau had said on actually on his comments for Canada, since everybody knows about Donald J. Trump, because Donald J. Trump has been pushing it. This is great to hear about Canada's side. I will put on pause, and Gypsy Lady, even I will discuss actually to you with what Justin Trudeau had said for Canada. So here we go.
Une relation qui a été la source de tellement de richesse, de prospérité. Tonight, first, I want to speak directly to Americans, our closest friends and neighbors. This is a choice that, yes, will harm Canadians, but beyond that, it will have real consequences for you, the American people. As I have consistently said, tariffs against Canada will put your jobs at risk, potentially shutting down American auto assembly plants and other manufacturing facilities. They will raise costs for you, including food at the grocery stores and gas at the pump. They will impede your access to an affordable supply of vital goods crucial for U.S. security, such as nickel, potash, uranium, steel, and aluminum. They will violate the free trade agreement that the President and I, along with our Mexican partner, negotiated and signed a few years ago. But it doesn't have to be this way. As President John F. Kennedy said many years ago, geography has made us neighbors, history has made us friends, economics has made us partners, and necessity has made us allies.
Now, that's one thing I love, though, that Justin Trudeau actually did bring up to you with actually John F. Kennedy.
Who was probably ranked either first with Abraham Lincoln or at least second.
Yes.
But he was a great president. If you listen to any of his speeches, I mean, this man was intelligent. He saw the way things were going. He knew what was happening. He responded very well, and he did not play the blame game.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think he ever played the blame game.
He never did. Again, though, he was a great man that was in power. And it's pretty bad what happened to him. So, but we'll...
And his brother...
Go ahead. Sorry. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I insist. Go right ahead.
Well, I was just going to say his brother, Bobby, I think was following wonderfully in his footsteps. And as bad as it was with his brother, John, it was just as bad with Bobby. And then you look at Bobby's son, who is a complete idiot.
Yeah.
He does not deserve the name Kennedy.
No.
But okay, that's just my
yeah. Dory. So we're gonna continue on for what was said actually from Justin Trudeau.
That rang true for many decades prior to President Kennedy's time in office, and in the decades since. From the beaches of Normandy to the mountains of the Korean Peninsula, from the fields of Flanders to the streets of Kandahar, we have fought and died alongside you. During your darkest hours, during the Iranian hostage crisis, those 444 days we worked around the clock from our embassy to get your innocent compatriots home. During the summer of 2005, when Hurricane Katrina ravaged your great city of New Orleans, or mere weeks ago, when we sent water bombers to tackle the wildfires in California. During the day the world stood still, September 11th, 2001, when we...
I love that, though. The reason was because of the very ending. Trudeau actually said to do with 9/11.
I'm sorry?
Again, that was what Trudeau had said to do with 9/11, and it's so true. We're going to listen a little bit more for what Canada actually did that a lot of Americans do not realize. So, hold on.
Before you do that, you know, I think about the most recent with them helping with those fires, which were horrendous.
Yeah.
Just horrendous. And there you were. There was Canada waiting to help. My God, what does Canada have to do to wake up Trump? Go ahead.
So,
we provided refuge to stranded passengers and planes. We were always there, standing with you, grieving with you, the American people. Together, we've built the most successful economic, military, and security partnership the world has ever seen.
yes, so going back, though, to 9/11, basically, though, the planes were up in the sky. They had nowhere to land. They could not land actually within the States at all. They landed in Canada, small base, though that was actually once used for the war, for people to get ready. They landed in Canadian soil.
And the Canadians just opened their doors. Come on in.
Yeah. Now, I know for most places, actually in the States, they'd be like, oh, forget you. We're not going to deal with you.
I disagree with you because I've seen it happen where they just opened their doors.
I've seen it otherwise also.
Yes,
So-
unfortunately, but there are good people here.
There are some, yes. So let's listen more.
And
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, in kind of a snarky way, yeah, the good ones here didn't vote for him.
Yeah, so true.
A relationship that has been the envy of the world. Yes, we've had our differences in the past, but we've always found a way to get past them. As I've said before, if President Trump wants to usher in a new golden age for the United States, the better path is to partner with Canada, not to punish us. Canada has critical minerals, reliable and affordable energy, stable democratic institutions, shared values, and the natural resources you need. Canada has the ingredients necessary to build a booming and secure partnership for the North American economy, and we stand at the ready to work together.
And with that, though, is with working together. It's so true. We are on the same continent. Yeah, we
And
made.
I think,
Go ahead.
and I think up until now, we have worked together.
Yeah.
Like I say, I said that in the last podcast we did, we would go up to the border. This is when I was in college in Port Huron at St. Clair County Community College, SC4. Go Skippers. And if you wanted to go over for supper or whatever, you just go to the border. Hello, where are you going? And there was like, how many of you are American? How many of you don't? That sort of thing. Okay, have a good night. And even with the passports, it was still, okay, have a good night. I mean, there was not a lot of stuff to go through when you cross. There still isn't to cross the border. I don't know what's going to happen now.
And that's a good point.
Probably locking the gates.
Yeah, and it's so true. So here we go, more.
Let's take a moment to talk about our shared border. Our
Right
border
there, we're talking about the
is
shared
already
border.
safe and secure, but there's always more work to do. Less than 1% of fentanyl, less than 1% of illegal crossings into the United States come from Canada. But hearing concerns from both Canadians and Americans, including the American president himself, we're taking action.
So 1% actually only comes from Canada. And that's to do with trades, right? I don't know where he's getting his facts from. And that was actually Donald Trump. Is somebody feeding him the wrong information? I love what you're doing though, is you're like hitting your head, meaning though that he needs to shake his head and actually shake those marbles so that way they go in the right sockets.
Yeah, if you saw the presser that he had after the first plane crash, and well, how do you know this, sir? How do you common sense?
Yeah.
It's like, you dumb blank, 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 blank.
So.
Common sense, my
blank.
butt.
So, yeah.
Oh, you should have heard me here when he was giving that. It's a good thing no one else was here. It was bad.
So, yeah.
I mean, I just couldn't contain myself because it's like, you dumb.
Yeah.
And, where is he getting the information? He just makes it up.
Like usual.
He just makes it up.
So.
Makes it so it's to his advantage.
Yeah. So here we go with more.
We launched a $1.3 billion border plan that is already showing results. Because we too are devastated by the scourge that is fentanyl. A drug that has torn apart communities and caused so much pain and torment for countless families across Canada, just like in the United States. A drug that we too want to see wiped from the face of this earth. A drug whose traffickers must be punished.
And they're talking about traffickers. So most traffickers are, I'm sorry for saying it, it's a good country, but Mexico. Some people,
Yes.
a lot of people in Mexico actually traffic things to the States. It's all because of that wall. That wall goes actually into the ocean, but it's easy to get around.
Oh, there's ways to get over it.
Yeah.
I mean, you go out into the middle of the desert, like, say, Arizona, there's nothing there.
Yeah. It's like, but yes, we're going to play some more, and we're going to talk a little bit more.
As neighbors, we must work collaboratively to fix this. Unfortunately, the actions taken today by the White House split us apart instead of bringing us together. Tonight, I am announcing Canada will be responding to the U.S. trade action with 25% tariffs against $155 billion worth of American goods.
So it's $155 billion.
And I'm ashamed to admit it. Maybe I shouldn't be, but I'm standing there going, yes, yes, go
Yeah.
for it.
Yep.
Sorry.
This
And I
will
shouldn't
include
because I'm sorry. I was going to say I was just going to say I shouldn't because I am American. But you look at what the president is saying, and it's like no,
Trudeau.
Yeah, he sees how to handle it.
Yeah.
I hope. Go ahead.
immediate tariffs on $30 billion worth of goods as of Tuesday, followed by further tariffs on $125 billion worth of American products in 21 days' time to allow Canadian companies and supply chains to seek to find alternatives. Ce soir, j'annonce la réplique du Canada.
Let me skip the French people.
American tariffs. Donner le temps aux compagnies
It's up to
canadiennes
you.
de trouver des options alternatives. Ce sera le cas
I don't understand.
de plus. Like the American tariffs, our response will also be far-reaching and include everyday items such as American beer, wine, and bourbon, fruits and fruit juices, including orange juice.
Now, to do with that, though, to do with alcohol. Just today, the LCBO's liquor stores, sort of like for the States, like the ABC liquor stores or your normal liquor store, the American items were starting being pulled actually off the shelving.
Wow.
That's how serious we are over here in Canada. Now, since you're American, right, and I love you to death, all right, what do you think what do you think about that?
I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. I'm glad that they're doing something like that because I think Trump seems to think that he knows everything. He knows how to run a business. He knows how to run a country. Well,
your rear end, yes. It's like that's well. Today we went.
gotta calm down.
Yes, today
It's like, I mean, if you listen to, like I say, if you listen to when he was talking at the presser that he had, well, how do you know? My common sense. It's like, no, that's not common sense. That's stupidity, and that's what's running this whole tariff thing. I don't know why he thinks that tariffs are going to be such a good thing.
Yeah,
because they're not.
Well,
I mean, it's not only is it going to hurt the country of Canada, the country of China, the country of Mexico, it's going to hurt the country of America.
Yeah.
And I don't think he gets it.
Yeah. Well, just today, though, Trevor and I, we went next door to the grocery store of our place. Grocery store was extremely busy. And I mean more busier. I was talking with some of the staff members there, and they said it was the most busiest Sunday that they've ever have seen in years. There was lineups galore. Stuff was coming off the shelves. We grabbed what we needed for necessary items. And the one thing, though, that Justin Trudeau has been saying, though, is make sure the items are Canadian, not American. Because American items are going to be pulled shortly. Let's listen more.
Along with vegetables, perfume, clothing, and shoes. It'll include major consumer products like household appliances, furniture, and sports equipment, and materials like lumber and plastics, along with much, much more. And as part of our response, we are considering, with the provinces and territories, several non-tariff measures, including some relating to critical minerals, energy, procurement, and other partnerships. We will stand strong for Canada. We will stand strong to ensure our countries continue to be the best neighbors in the world. With all that said, I also want to speak directly to Canadians in this moment.
Just before we get that going, for him to speak to Canadians, what do you think about the lumber? Most Americans don't realize, though, lumber comes from Canada.
Oh yeah, I did know. I don't know why I knew that, but I did know that.
Yeah, so lumber comes
And
from... Go ahead.
It gets me because all of a sudden, all these building projects are not going to be.
That's right.
And I don't know what else the lumbering industry does otherwise, but it's going to hit, and it's going to hit hard. I think it's going to hit as much as the how it's going to hit with the auto industry.
Yeah.
And that's going to really smack Michigan.
Yeah. And nobody these days want to buy actually Elon Musk's vehicle. It's all because it's caught on fire. It's actually got so much damage altogether. It is the worst vehicle actually out there. So...
well, that's a whole nother subject. Well, I have a feeling about EVs. I think they're going to happen, but we just don't have the technology quite yet.
That's correct. So.
It's like when gas engine vehicles first came on the scene, there was all kinds of problems, and the idea was there, but the technology wasn't. So, but like I say, that's a whole nother science fiction stuff.
It's like I said. But yes, we're going to go back to what he says to Canadians, and I love what he says to Canadians. So, yes, this is going to be crucial. So, if you are a Canadian, please listen, and listen with your heart.
I'm sure many of you are anxious, but I want you to know we are all in this together. The Canadian government, Canadian businesses, Canadian organized labor, Canadian civil society, Canada's premiers, and tens of millions of Canadians from coast to coast to coast are aligned and united. This is Team Canada at its best.
Not Team USA.
Plus tôt aujourd'hui, j'ai parlé avec des premiers ministres il y a quelques minutes. Il s'agit d'une menace qui les uns des autres. Beaucoup d'entre eux à l'autre, les Canadiens sont très difficiles. To choose Canada. Mais quand on reste unis, on puise notre force dans cette différence.
I'm sorry?
I'm going to do some
And now
editing.
is also the time to choose Canada. There are many ways for you. Also the time to choose Canada. There are many ways for you to do your part. It might mean checking the labels at the supermarket and picking Canadian-made products.
And that's one thing, though, I started doing those on Friday. I had to go and get some groceries, and I started checking out the labels right where most items are made. Think as though next door, there's a large percentage actually in Canada, but there's also items shipped from the States.
Did you take them off the shelf, or did you buy them, or did you leave them go this time?
Well, what I did though is I took the products actually off the shelf and I read whereabouts they're made.
And did you buy the American ones?
No, I did not. I did not buy American. I left American right down the shelf.
Okay, just asking.
It might
like
mean
stocking up on it
opting for
before the
Canadian rye over Kentucky bourbon, or foregoing Florida orange juice altogether. It might mean changing your summer vacation plans to stay here in Canada and explore the many national and provincial parks, historical sites, and tourist destinations our great country has to offer.
And that's one thing I'm going to be doing this year. I'm sorry, Gypsy Lady Eva. I will not be coming to. I will not be coming to visit you.
That's okay.
So,
I understand.
But
I might come live with you.
That's fine. That's fine. You can come across, as long as they don't shut down the borders like COVID-19. So
Okay.
yeah,
I got all my shots. I'm fine.
that's good.
The only problem is I'm not sure how I'm going to get the cat across the border.
So you never know. You can't swim though, especially at this time of year.
Yeah, no. Well, you can walk across the ice.
Yes. So, but it'd be a long walk. So let's play more.
Yeah.
Let's play more.
C'est temps de choisir les produits d'ici. Propre valeur. Les Canadiens is the best country on earth. Canada is home to bountiful resources, breathtaking beauty, and a proud people who've come from every corner of the globe to forge a nation with a unique identity worth embracing and celebrating. We don't pretend to be perfect, but Canada is the best country on earth.
And that's one thing I know. So it's with some people actually in the States, not you, but there's some people actually in the States that I've actually observed that think that they own the world, that they're number one. No, we're actually all here on Earth. We all are equal. So.
Well, you know my proclivity to science fiction.
Yeah.
And one of the things that is a constant ever since I can remember is that in many of the many of the worlds that are out there in science fiction land, it's always one world. It's not all these nations. It's just one world.
Yeah.
There might be factions, but there's no countries. And it's like, when do we get to see that?
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? With Trump, Hitler, who knows?
There's nowhere else that I and our 41 million strong family would rather be. And we will get through this challenge, just as we've done countless times before, together. Thank you. Merci. Vive le Canada.
Alrighty. So that there was actually due with Justin Trudeau actually speaking with the percentage that's going to be 25% all across. Now, I know the States, though, is actually sending 25% across, except for the power. Power is only 10%. So.
We'll see. I have a feeling if Canada starts saying, okay, this is what we're going to do, and he's going to come across and do something like that. And it's like, where are we going to get our energy?
Yeah.
Where are we going to get certain things? Where are we going to get our lumber? It's calm down.
We here at
Up.
Divine Oracle Podcast, same with also a lot of Canadians throughout the world, even some people within the States, kept on telling the Trump supporters about what was going to happen. A lot of you did not acknowledge it until it was way too late. He was hiding a whole bunch of stuff. A lot of people did not read book 2025 at all. So yes. Yeah. So with the book 2025, you needed to be read. Again, though, is a lot of Trump supporters are starting to realize, though, that Donald J. Trump was wrong. And they're starting to have their eyes open. Why put things against Canada? We were there for you guys. We fought with you guys all together. We Canadians might be your little brother or little sister, but still, you need our support 100%.
Well, you've got my support, and I agreed with what you said earlier that as you started this, that so many people voted for him. It's like you could, how can I say it? You could put it in a 10-foot letters out there for them to read, and they still would not have believed that this was going to happen. And I have heard people complaining about, well, the prices are going to go up. And it's like, he promised that they're going to go down. I said, you believed him? Did you truly believe him? Just look at what he did in the first one. Well, I thought he'd be better. Oh, excuse me, a leopard changes its spots? I mean, it's how dumb can people be? And what's even more up, upsetting to me, and I'm sure to other people, his mega base or whatever they call it, still believe in him, still give him support, the whole thing. And it's like, don't you realize what he's doing? And then I keep thinking, like you say, Hitler.
Hey everyone, check out our merchandise that we have now listed underneath hauntinglivepodcast.com. We used to be on Etsy, but we found a little bit of troubles with that, so we are now on hauntinglivepodcast.com with our merch store. Check it out. We've got so much items all together with cleansing items and crystals and so much more. Check us out, hauntinglivepodcast.com. Hey everyone, it's Brother Chris here from Divine Oracle Podcast. Join me Mondays as I do readings and I post them right here in the Podbeam. It's easy, it's good lighting, and it's your weekly readings. So join me, will you?
Follow us here at Haunting Live. Our new show, we just started doing new shows in November, and we are honored to have a brand new co-host on our shows now. Yolanta Mary is our co-host, and she does a lot of work for us on the side and introduces people to the show and discusses different topics on the show. So we're really happy to have her here this season. So go check out our brand new episodes that will host the Haunting Live podcast.
So you were saying about Hitler.
Well, if you know your history and you see how Hitler took over and what he did and how he did it, it's scary because that's what's happening here. And you know how Hitler took over Poland and took other countries.
Yeah.
I'm just afraid something's going to happen with Canada as well as Mexico. And that's even more scary.
Well, we here in Canada, we will never ever be part of the states or even 51st state ever.
Oh, I know that. I know that.
So people
That
in
was so stupid of him.
yeah. So people in the states, if you still think Trump is God, get your brain checked. Go for a CAT scan. Or as if you think he's God, do something else. Jump actually into a large area with sharks. The States does not need people like that. And those, like what Justin Trudeau said, we were there for the fires in California. We were there.
I know.
Go ahead.
Yes, you guys were. And that's not the only thing. You've been there for a lot of things for us.
Yeah.
And I know Trudeau is not well liked from different things that you have told me. But I watched that thing and I'm going like, well, at least he has the balls, the guts to stand up and say, Trump, you're a jerk.
Yeah. And for those wondering about Justin Trudeau, just let you know, his father once was also in charge with Canada. His father was Premier Trudeau. So
Pierre Trudeau?
Yeah. So Justin Trudeau was raised actually within politics. You know, he might have been a school teacher. He is actually standing up for Canada 100%. Hopefully your power doesn't go off this week at all.
I'm scared. I am very scared. I listened for our generator. And did I tell you this? We had gas delivery the other day.
Yes, you did tell me. But it's a great story, so everybody listen to this.
Well, we have automatic fill on for our propane gas. We have propane gas. We also have a Generex generator that's connected with it. And normally it's like every 2, maybe 3 months, maybe 2 months, depending on how much we use, we will get a refill. It's been less than a month and we've got a refill. And it's like, I'm almost wondering, do they know something we don't? You know? And I'm like, okay, so I constantly listen Is it going? Is it going? Is it going?
Yeah.
So
So again, though, is I do say thank you very much. And if you are, again, though, in Canada, make sure that your items are Canadian. And hopefully we can actually stand together. And like what Justin Trudeau had said this summer, stay in Canada, support Canada. I do say thank you very much to my beautiful, young, good-looking co-host, Gypsy Lady Eva.
Okay.
So, especially when this is actually also affecting her. And also,
I thank you very much for that. I appreciate it, and somehow we'll get through with this. And I really just want to say thank you. I appreciate it. And I appreciate all the Canadians who stand there and say, "We got you. Don't worry."
Patriot love.